Hey people, so I hope you guys can see me and hear me good. Um, I'm here early and I thought maybe you could use a midday word. Hello, how are you? And so I wanted to leave something that I thought would be as edifying, but really, I guess to the advantage of anybody who could use it, need it, find themselves in a place where you just need something from God, a word, a healing, a visit, whatever it may be. So I'm gonna just perform in transparency. I hope that's all right. Today I've been traveling, and I really didn't feel that great today. I'm just be real. I didn't feel that great today because I got up and my day didn't start off the way I wanted it to, and it didn't go the way that I wanted it to go. All right. Throughout the day, several things happened. My apartment complex emailed me a eviction notice, told me that I had to cease renting, sub-renting my apartment, or they would, or vacate the premises. Okay, all right, that's thing number one. Thing number two, trying to get my account switched over from one provider to the next that did not go the way that I wanted it to. Thing number three was the hotel that I booked in Decatur was the wrong one. First, they didn't want to give me my points back to rebook somewhere else. That was thing number three. And you can go down your list of whatever it was that may have caused some type of, I think, disruption in your day, and find out, I guess, just by verifying for yourself, or asking the question yourself, God, where did I go wrong? I know that's often my train of thought. I'm looking for a reason why. You understand what I'm saying? We look at it like, God, I'm not sure why the day is. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure which way. I'm not even sure how, but I know somewhere I turned or made a wrong direction. I wanted to use for verifying text today the story of Job. Hey sis, I know that we've been in this story quite a bit. I don't think it's anything that's foreign to you guys if you've ever taken a Bible class, ever read it, ever heard it in church. It's one of the most well-known stories that you'll hear, the story of Job. You'll find it in the Old Testaments. The Bible says that there came a day where the sons of God would meet with him. And when they met with him, it says that the enemy came amongst them. He was among them. I want to pause right there parenthetically and just say to somebody that that's how I feel like my day got started. I feel like I woke up in the presence of what was a meeting that I interrupted. You ever find yourself in that place where, God, I'm not sure what side of the bed I got up on, but it seems like the wrong one because I've come into a meeting that I wasn't invited to. You ever came in on a scene where it seemed like you were awkwardly there, but God placed you there? I'm talking to somebody today who finds themselves in just that place. Or God, I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to be in the room. But now that I'm in the room, I'm hearing stuff that maybe wasn't even meant for me. I'm talking about you going to jobs and stuff where you know they don't like you, know they don't want you there, but you already there because God placed you there. It may seem unbefitting for you to be in this environment, but catch it, God only ordained for you to come here so that you could be brought up here. I noticed that in the very next text, the Bible says that the enemy comes and is quiet, not saying anything, and God then brings up his name. My sister said the week, she said, Jeremiah, we ought to find it favorable that God even finds us considerable. And I thought about that and I said to myself, it must be a privilege to be considered when you're not even thought of by people that you live with daily. You mean to tell me that God who created, God who knows, God who surfs back and forth through the endless loops of time, who knows the beginning from our end, found it impressionable on people around you and your future story to declare unto you, this place of attack, I consider you. You hear that? That's God considered you for this attack. Yeah. It's not just a fight that you walked into happenstantially. It's one that God set up and knew that you would win. So you got to be careful of giving up to defeat before you even get in the ring of it. You got to know that if God brought you here, then there must be something for you to defeat here, or something for you to learn here. You don't face any failures or feints in this season, but everything that you go through is a season to learn. It's a trial that you earn from. It's something that for you to get out of here. It's not for you to be drowned by the weight of fear. He said, I didn't want you to just be in the room, Job. And I want you to know I considered you to be here. And some of you may be like me, God, I ain't asked to be considered. This morning I got up and I had a right mind. I thought I would get on and start devotion early and then we'd be on our way on the road, headed all the way back to wherever it is that we were going. And it didn't go that way. God, I had a plan, and my plan didn't work out the way that I thought that it would. And sometimes it seems like the attack comes out of nowhere. And God, I'm not even sure why I'm being considered when the thing you're considering me for hurts me. That's what Job said. He said, I know it's my job to be a good and faithful servant, but it hurts me being a good and faithful servant. See, because a lot of times God will call you to a place of being suppressive and quiet. God will call you to a lot of places where you have to be hurt and still help them. God will call you to many places where you have to show up and shut up. You can't really go off your emotions. You can't really show how you feel because people get offended. And he tells them, I've considered you. Now go through it. And then the attack starts. You hear me? God commissioned it before it started. But Job still had to go through it. You ain't hearing me. God commissioned it before the attack started. Then Job had to go through it. No. See, you thought that the storyline was that the enemy just showed up. No. And God just brought his name up. No. You got to know that before that, the commission for the enemy to come into the room was that God called for him. Oh, yeah. This trial was called for. This test was called for. This situation that you go through was not something that just happened happenstantially that God just uses in the background, but he's already ahead of it, calling it. Oh man, you gotta be faithful enough to say, God, I know this ain't just a storm that's gonna take me out because you called me to go through it. You called me to see it. You called me to be ordained to overcome it. You're not just here just to be here. It ain't just by fluke that them folk hire you. It's not just by happenstance that you ended up in this position, but you're here because God called it. It says that the sons of God came into the room, catch it, and the enemy was among them. And I'm trying to find out how all of us believers, and we don't even know what the devil looked like. I'm trying to find out why I'm fighting by myself, and we all in here staring at the same demon, and don't nobody else get it. I'm trying to find out how much of the call do you have to have before you get discernment that some stuff just ain't like God, and some people we ought not even deal with. There's some places don't even look like Him that we ought to stay away from. It's the sign of the enemy is that it shows up quiet, catch it, asking questions in return to God's answers. My sign, my anointed reason for why I can stand should be when my name is called up. This is how you respond. You just shut up. If the enemy had any sense, this is how I know that he was in a slow class. If he had any sense when God brought it up, he would have shut up. But there's sometimes that we get ahead of ourselves and want to speak up for God. I know I can face that. I know I can defeat this. I don't need your help. Sit on the background. But he says, have you considered one thing, that's my good servant? I think we forget that. See, we want to be considered, but we haven't done anything good. We want to be considered great in our name and lights. We want to have our title flashed across every screen, and we haven't done anything good like the goodness of God. He said, have you considered my servant's, job? The job of the servant was to stay good, faithful, and pray. You got to know that your job, your assignment, your task, your mission is to not be shaded or jaded by every attack, not to allow anything and everything to come and distract you. Your job as a servant is to do this. Stay good, stay faithful, and stay in prayer. I prove it to you. When Job stopped praying, that's when the attack happened. Prove it to you. When Job stopped praying, that's when his kid's house got broken into by the worst storm. When Job stopped praying, that's when he lost the cattle, when he lost all the sheep on the field. When Job stopped praying, that's when his wife decided to stand up and tell him, well, you ain't praying anyway, you might as well go ahead and cuss God and die. When Job stopped praying, that's when his friends came and turned against him and said, maybe you're doing something wrong, but wait a minute, maybe he was, because he stopped praying. But when you come to a place of understanding that prayer is my passage, prayer is my mail, prayer is my phone that delivers me, not just my words, it takes me from where I am and delivers me to the throne room of grace, that I'm able to lay on my face before Him and tell God, God is me in all of my dirtiness, all of my messed upness, all of my trying to be goodness, but still coming out badness. Now this is all of me looking for something that's greater than me. I have to reach down into the depths of whatever it is that I cannot see. Save me. So Job said, God, I need you to show up. You hear me? Say, I need you to show up. Say, God, I don't need you to just, I don't need you to just come here and be in the room. But be in the room and heal. Be in a room and set free. Be in a room and restore. God, I need you to come into the room, because there's some stuff that's been connected to me that died on me. That's what Job said. God, there's some stuff that's in front of me that changes every time I talk to it, and it hurts me to listen to it. God, I need you to come into the room. So I need you to come in here and restore what everybody else believes I deserve to have broken. As Job went through 41 chapters of bad days. You hear that? 41 chapters of give up. 41 chapters of God ain't gonna do it. Job goes through 41 chapters of you might as well go ahead and cuss them and die. Job goes through 41 chapters, and nobody can identify, well, what this man is going through ain't have nothing to do with him. It was all connected to the people he was supposed to be praying for. I need you to know your assignment today is connected. This is not connected to how great that you're blessed. It's not connected to how good you are in saying it and preaching it or even praying about it. Your assignment is connected to, can you still go through it and find yourself praying for people who are next to you but don't even believe the God that you say you pray to? He said, I want you to deliver unto them the word that you can still be faithful even under attack, knowing that God who gave it to you, called it on you, is still faithful to see you through it. And Job said, God, I'm faithful to my call. I'm faithful to the assignment. That is not just the name, but my servant's job. That's what God said about him, is to be good, faithful, and to stay in prayer. That's it. That's all I got for today. God bless you.